Lee Summit is your destination for big city vibes and small town charm.
Head to the downtown Lee Summit Farmers Market, where local meets fresh. Then grab a cup of coffee and discover a variety of shops and boutiques just around the corner. Continue the fun in downtown Lee Summit at a retro arcade bar. Discover your new beer at one of our 6 locally owned breweries. Cool off with some handcrafted cocktails at happy hour. End the night with live music and good company. Lee Summit, Missouri.
Hello, Lee Summit. Here's your flash briefing for the week of April 15th. City Council will meet for regular session Tuesday night at 6 in Council Chambers in City Hall. If you can't watch, quickly catch up on City Council meetings by subscribing to the Council Debrief newsletter, which breaks down 3 to 4 key agenda items. Subscribe at cityofls.net. You're invited to the groundbreaking of Hangar 2 at the Lee Summit Municipal Airport on April 18th at 1:30 p.m. With corporate aircraft hangar storage, first-class amenities for passengers and crews, an observation deck, and an area for the LSR-7 Airspace Academy, this 50,000 square foot facility marks a significant milestone in the future of aviation in Lee Summit. We hope to see you there. And Recycle Fest is back on April 27th from 9 a.m. to noon at the city's maintenance facility. Items accepted include license plates, cell phones, rechargeable batteries, wine corks, and even bicycles. Paper shredding will be available up to 4 grocery sacks. And volunteer for Stream Team on April 20th and help protect our local stream side habitats by removing litter and debris from streams within the city's parks. Trash bags and gloves are provided, and Student and Scout community service hours are available. Volunteers must register and sign a waiver before the event. Learn more at cityofls.net. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
Traditionally, we think as police officers, those responding to law enforcement needs within the community. But honestly, we are there to serve our citizens, and our citizens do go into crisis. They do have mental health crises, and we're being called to those scenes on a regular basis. In order to help serve those citizens better, we did initiate the Crisis Intervention Team Program. These are officers that are specially trained to de-escalate crisis situations. Recently, we've brought co-responders onto the scene, licensed qualified mental health professionals housed within our police department, and they respond with those officers directly to those scenes where a crisis is occurring so they can interact with that citizen and get them the help they need right there on that scene.
The co-responders are either a bachelor or master level in a behavioral health related field. They wear plain clothes, they don't carry weapons or anything like that.
I have a police radio that I listen to all day. Listen for, those key words: mental health, behavioral health, crisis.
There's a lot of officers that just call for me. I have my own radio number.
I also have the ability to dispatch to them and say 982 is en route.
Officers en route, 914, Armstrong.
So typically I arrive after they've made it safe. I'll make contact and get kind of the rundown, and then I just kind of jump right in.
Like, hey, my name's Allison. I'm a mental health professional. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to take you to jail or arrest you.
Sometimes all a person needs is a voice, someone neutral, someone outside that, can listen. I do a lot of safety planning, including family, their support network, who's close to you. If they're home alone, who can come over and hang out with you today? Can we lock away your sharps? Can we put up your meds? Do you need meds? Can we get you over to the urgent care to get you assessed for your medications? Some of them also are like, oh, I'm so glad you came. This made me feel so much better.
Our main goal as the co-responders is to, one, get people connected to the services that they need, and also divert from emergency rooms and jails.
And they almost get a different view of the police responding. That lets me know you care and the officers care.
Please, please, how can we help you?
My husband has...
In 2020, we had 722 mental health related calls for service. 2022, by that time, 1,479. These mental health related calls for service are increasing. How we're responding to that is increasing the number of crisis intervention team officers we have available, as well as the number of co-responders we have available to respond on these calls.
So what I think is important for the community to know about the co-responder program is that we're here, we exist. All you have to do when you call 911 is ask for us. Say, hey, I want a co-responder to respond to this crisis, and we'll go. I was really struggling about 8 years ago on my personal journey with mental health, and I met some amazing social workers and amazing programs that have helped me get to where I am today. I really couldn't see myself doing anything else. We want to help, and that's what we love to do.
So I had a client, we got a call, she had some suicidal ideations, and she really felt that she had nobody. And and getting to know her story and getting to know who comes around and sees you, well, then we found a support person and they responded immediately. And we made a plan. I called back and checked on her in an hour, and then I checked on her in 2 hours. We were able to get her into the additional services to where she talks to someone every week or more. I just took a person that really just thought they had nobody and nobody would show up for them, and show them you do. And you'll be amazed who is in your corner if you just simply say, I need a little help.
Have you ever been driving around Lee Summit and wondered what's that going to be? What's being built there? Wow, that went up fast. The Development Minute is here to help, highlighting some of the newest projects in Lee Summit, Missouri. More single-family homes are coming to Lee Summit. Orchard Woods, located in North Lee Summit off of Northeast Lakewood Way, will have 34 lots. Woodland Oaks next to Legacy Park on the corner of Colburn and Blackwell will have 42 lots. And Bailey Farms in South Lee Summit off of Ranson Road will have 3 phases with over 200 lots. Construction of new homes is set to begin in 2024. Luxury living and modern housing just north of downtown Lee Summit is coming. Trilogy Apartments on the corner of Northwest Ward Road and Donovan Road will have 323 units. A clubhouse with a deluxe coffee bar, a large fitness studio with a rock climbing wall, and an outdoor terrace with a heated saltwater pool and pickleball court. Whataburger is expanding to South Lee Summit off of Missouri 150 Highway and 291. The orange and white circa 1950s burger chain offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, from burgers and chicken sandwiches to biscuits and pancakes. It is slated to open in 2024. The 3.9 million square foot mixed-use project Discovery Park has begun. The 270-acre site near I-470 off of Northwest Colburn Road and Northeast Douglas Street will consist of retail, restaurants, office spaces, entertainment, and luxury multifamily housing. It will also offer a one-of-a-kind Riverwalk district, more than 5 miles of nature trails, and a 4-acre recreational lake to kayak and paddleboard. The first phase of the project, The Village, is set to begin construction in 2024. Thanks for checking out this episode of the Development Minute. If you found this video informative, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on upcoming developments, events, and city services.
Councilmember Hodges.
Thank you. I love where you guys are coming from. You're local and you're all kind of coming together. But where I'm struggling with from the last time that we talked about this, I think it was maybe October.
I actually grew up in my district. We moved here my sophomore year in high school. My parents still live in the same house, and I just went through high school here and then have stayed in Lee Summit ever since. The neighborhood that my parents live in is Canterbury. My favorite thing, and I still do to this day, is I love to go running. They have the best sidewalks. I feel like you can go for days. So now I still get to do that. Since I live not too far from them, I get to use those same routes that I took during high school, and it's just fun. All right, let's see it, Jess. Come on. We're a big soccer family. I love sports, I love to watch sports, and it's even more fun to watch sports when my kids are in it. I coach my middle daughter Josie's team, and I have since kindergarten. We do the basketball, we do softball, we're gonna do volleyball, and it's just so much fun. Something that I would like to accomplish while on city council is to get more family activities here. You know, I don't want to have to be driving my family to, say, the Kansas side or any other city but my own. And I want to be able to invest into our city and make family memories in our city.
Open the public hearing on the matter of K1 Speed, Die Ventures,
Crack Shack, Blue Jeans Golf.
Councilmember Hodges.
I just want to say thank you for bringing this
number 23-0 pre-construction services for the downtown Market Plaza project.
I'm just as excited as everybody else about the downtown marketplace. I'm extremely excited about the community that it's going to bringing more family things to do to the city and right in the heart of it.
When you presented the numbers, the first time you came to us, it was 25.5%, and then
people were like, oh, being on council, it's not a lot of work, I think it was a bit of a surprise when there's so much info that you realize you just don't know. Even something as simple as sidewalks. It's like you don't realize how much goes into something like that. After a couple months, I'm like, okay, I'm finally, catching the groove of how things work, learning new things, but also feel like I've got some things under my belt as well. It's been a great experience so far.
All right, welcome everyone. Would you please rise for the invocation and stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Heavenly Father, we come today asking for wisdom and support as we begin this meeting. Thank you for the opportunity to meet as a council, as advocates for our community. We pray that you give us guidance and wisdom to do what is right. We ask that you bless all in attendance, and especially the recently elected, which will soon be newly installed council members. We also ask for a special blessing for the outgoing council members and thank them for their knowledge, experience, and dedication to our city. We ask that you protect our citizens, our firefighters, our police, and our core employees as we move into a new period of leadership. Give us courage to make decisions that are in the best interest of those we serve. Amen.
All right, again, welcome everyone. I'm calling to order the City of Lee Summit regular session number 70, Sine Die. Could I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Pryor.
Here.
Councilmember Lovell.
Here.
Councilmember Edson.
Here.
Councilmember Shields.
Here.
Councilmember Felker.
Here.
Councilmember DeMauro.
Here.
Councilmember Hodges.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Here.
Mayor Baird.
Here. Okay, usually we have computer devices that allow us to vote by electronic means, and it shines up on the board, but we're just going to do voice votes tonight, so just wanted to let everybody know that's a little bit different. But first thing on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion? Yes, Councilmember DeMauro.
To approve the agenda.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve the agenda by Councilmember DeMauro, seconded by Councilmember Hodges. Discussion? Seeing none, could I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember DeMauro.
Aye.
Councilmember Hodges.
Aye.
Councilmember Felker.
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell.
Aye.
Councilmember Pryor.
Aye.
Councilmember Edson.
Aye.
Councilmember Shields.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Aye.
Mayor Baird.
Aye. All right, thank you. The next, that's unanimous, 9-0. And the next is the approval of the consent agenda.
Mayor,
Councilmember, yes.
I move to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve the consent agenda by Councilmember Shields, seconded by Councilmember Hodges. Discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Shields.
Aye.
Councilmember Hodges.
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell.
Aye.
Councilmember Felker.
Aye.
Councilmember Edson. Councilmember Pryor.
Aye.
DeMauro.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Aye.
Mayor Baird.
Aye. Thank you. That's also unanimous. Thank you, everyone. Next is Council Roundtable. These are items of general interest, things going on in your district or in the community. Councilmember Edson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to thank all the volunteers or MoDOT workers who got out over the weekend and cleaned up the highways. There were bags of trash to be picked up everywhere, and the highways look great, even 470 North. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, that will take us to public comments. We have a couple people here tonight. Teresa Fick, would you like to come forward, please? Sure, you can. We'll use the overhead.
I'm gonna start putting up pictures up pretty quickly. Face up, right? This is a picture of, this is my neighbor's backyard flowing into my backyard in the corner. And you can see how he's built a trench up against the fence. And I'm citing Article 11 Building Code, Section 7227. And I'm citing 7227 International Building Code, amended Section 1804 4.1, site grading B and C. The codes on the pools have been deleted. I want to talk about the environmental impact, the impact on the value of my home. This is another picture of the trench as it looks today. And And here's the water on Easter Sunday that went the full length of my yard. And that includes about 5 houses, because I live on a cul-de-sac. And this is what it looks like on a normal day over in that corner. And you can kind of see how he's broken the fence here at the top. And the utility company has been working over there. And this is I call it the gingerbread trail from his yard to mine. It goes all the way, and it's about 20 feet from where the water should be draining, because the way the plot map is, it gets lower till you get to the fence, and then it runs along the fence all the way down to the street where it goes into the sewers. But it doesn't do that. It runs down my yard. This is my neighbor's fence is about 15 years old. It's ready to fall into my yard from all the water. And you can see how the only thing that will grow is really invasive plants. So I literally spend at least $1,000 a year cleaning up this mess. And I personally think at this point I need an emotional support goat. This is what my backyard looks like when you come into the fence. It's literally mud and weeds. This is what it looked like today. And then he also has more than one drain from his pool to my property. This goes right down the center of my backyard. And this is the trench that I dug where I found where he was draining the water. And it says that the city should do something about it and make Jim, my neighbor, change, because since he's changed the flow of the water, he should be fixing this problem and not me. And every time I've tried to fix this problem, and I've even come before the city council, I have been told I can't change the flow of the water, but he can. My neighbor can. He has at least 2 drains going right through the middle of my backyard, and I can't do anything about it, and no one will help me. And I personally, at this point, I think it's vandalism.
Thank you for coming in. All right, Ms. Fallenweider.
Teresa Vollenweider, 5201 Northeast Maybrook Road. Going to talk a little bit about deeds today. This is number 16 of Discovering the Truth via Uncovering or Exposing the Lies. This is my deed. Tract 1 is the one there's concern, and it's all of the southeast quarter of the northeast quarter of Section 6, Township 48, Range 31, and Lee Summit, Jackson County, Missouri, lying northerly and easterly of Maybrook Road, is now located and being used. That southeast quarter section was divided in 1984, Hamline and Harabout. Harabout was the common grantor, Hamline was the grantee. That's the year it was subdivided. That's the year we're talking as now located and being used. This is a picture of, I call it a cartoon, because you can't really use that as a survey. Because what the city has done, specifically I believe the Public Works and the attorneys, Bob Anderson did a plat of this property. But if you look at that, there's an easement here, an electric line. That's not on there, so it's not this one. And lo and behold, this is the one that's got the sign, that is signed and sealed and recorded at the county. Is it this one? No. It's got line easement, so it's not that one. It's not signed or sealed, but look, it's got a watermark, so they can't use it. The city can't use it. But then lo and behold, look at what you got. Here's one. It's not signed or sealed, and there's no watermark, and they use it. Bob Anderson should be ashamed of himself if he knows they're doing that. Land surveyors should not allow that. So if we look at their deed, I put it on here, the legal description, thence along the south line of said quarter section, north 90 degrees, 0 minutes west, 494 feet to the point of the beginning, except that part in roads. They don't own what's in the road, and they own only to the quarter line. They are in the northeast quarter of the northeast quarter. My property is in the southeast quarter of the northeast quarter. Let's just review the movement of that trespassing sign again. April 9th, recently, 2024. They've got it where it should be. Same here, you can see it a little bit better. November 3rd, 2023, about a week before my trespassing hearing. They moved it, they got it where it should be. June 3rd, that's right after the Alta survey was done and the pins are in the ground. Not like Bob Anderson that doesn't put pins in the ground and lets the Public Works Department of Lee Summit have his caps so they can put pins in the ground. And they're not
Okay,
surveyors.
Mrs. Vollenweider, that's good right there. If you're going to start doing that, then your time is up. It's been up for a little bit, so.
Notice where the sign
Thank you.
is there?
We're going to move on with the agenda.
It is there.
All right, next we have proposed ordinances second reading. Councilmember Shields, would you please read Bill number 24-063?
Thank you, Mayor. I move for adoption of Bill number 24-063, an ordinance vacating a portion of dedicated right-of-way located at the northwest quarter of Northeast Hardage Circle and Northeast Todd George Road, abutting 1502 Northeast Hardage Circle, and retaining an easement over a portion of the vacated right-of-way for the city of Lee Summit, Missouri.
Thank you. We have a motion to move to second reading, Bill number 24-063 by Councilmember Shields.
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Edson. Council discussion. Yes, Councilmember Felker.
Mayor, last week I told everybody that I'd be recusing myself from this, but actually found out that it was unnecessary. I will be participating in this vote.
All right. Excellent. It's going to be, oh, it's not quite.
That's a first.
Yeah. All right, thank you, sir. Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, could I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Shields.
Aye.
Councilmember Edson.
Aye.
Councilmember Pryor.
Aye.
Councilmember Hodges.
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell.
Aye.
Councilmember Felker.
Aye.
Councilmember DeMauro.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Aye.
Mayor Baird.
Aye. All right, that's also unanimous, thank you. Next, we have resolutions. So would our city clerk, Tricia Fowler-Arcuri, please read resolution number 24-04.
Resolution number 24-04, a resolution canvassing and declaring the results of the April 2nd, 2024 regular municipal election for the municipal officers for the city of Lee Summit, Missouri.
I move to adopt Resolution 2404.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion to adopt resolution 2404 by Councilmember Shields, seconded by Councilmember Felker. Discussion? Seeing none, could I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Shields.
Aye.
Councilmember Felker.
Aye.
Councilmember DeMauro.
Aye.
Councilmember Edson.
Aye.
Councilmember Pryor.
Aye.
Councilmember Lovell.
Aye.
Councilmember Hodges.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Lopez.
Hold on one second. Mr. Head, can Mayor Pro Tem Lopez vote on this one? You need to recuse because for those in the audience, his spouse was elected as a municipal judge during this election.
This is one of the rare times I'm going to say I don't believe he has to recuse. This is accepting the total election results. This is not influenced as a matter of fact or of law by that relationship. This is simply a presentation of how the voters have voted. I don't believe there's an opportunity for a conflict in this situation. Mayor Pro Tem Lopez, if you feel more comfortable recusing, you certainly may, but I don't believe this requires you to recuse.
No, I appreciate your feedback. Thank you, Mayor. I vote aye.
Mayor
Better.
Barrett?
Yes, aye. So that's also a 9-0 vote, unanimous. Thank you all. Committee reports. Do we have any committee reports tonight? Probably not. And this is council comments. We've got a big night ahead. We've got a couple of council members that are staying on board and with Councilmember Shields and Councilmember DeMoro. And we're going to have Sine Die in a moment to say goodbye to a couple of council members, Councilmember Edson and Councilmember Felker. At least goodbye for tonight. We'll see them tomorrow somewhere in town or some activity. But as far as council members making comments, this will probably be the time because later we'll do the Sine Die and then we'll bring in the elected officials. The new elected officials will swear them in, and then we will break after that. So this is probably be your opportunity to speak. You want to do some business first? Okay. We'll do business first. And then also, I'm not sure where to fit it in the agenda, but I already mentioned our new municipal judge, Vanessa Lopez, is here tonight. So welcome and thank you for being here. And then also we've got Judge Tobin. I haven't seen him yet. Where is he? There he is, sir. We're going to bring you up front. You've got a career we need to commemorate, if you don't mind. So we will do that in a few moments, but here's council comments time. Sounds like we got some business to take care of first. Councilmember Pryor.
Thank you, Mayor. I've heard from a few local businesses regarding our liquor license procedure, and I was wondering if we could bring that back for discussion in front of CEDC sooner rather than later.
Okay. Chief Forbes stood up, so I'm guessing he maybe wants to make a comment. Maybe he's prepared for such a conversation.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Bringing to your attention an issue with liquor licensing. At least since I'll try to be very brief. I know we have a lot of good business tonight, but at least since the 1990s, the city of Lee Summit has defined a restaurant as a facility where substantially more food sales occur than liquor sales, which means over 50%. The verbiage is very consistent with the metropolitan area. We checked all our cities around us, and they have the same rule. A restaurant differs from a bar in the ability for minors to be present. That's the big difference between the two. About a year ago or so, we changed our liquor ordinance to add a new type of establishment, which is an entertainment type of facility to it that would allow us to look at the gross receipts of other things. So think of a golf course, for example. It would allow them to use their golf receipts as well in addition to their food to reach that 50% mark. But we also noted that there wasn't anything in ordinance requiring these businesses to report their gross receipts, so we couldn't check to see if they were accurate. So we instituted a system whereby May 15th of every year, they would have to submit their gross receipts for review to make sure they're meeting that mark. We have received quite a few, but not all. And we have some restaurants or businesses with current restaurant liquor licenses that do not meet the standards as defined. So again, we're consistent with the metro area. We did find one city, Springfield, Missouri, that has raised that to 60% of gross sales that don't have to be food. So there is one example out there that we could consider, but it's a bit of a community decision, and it's great to give our new council members something to chew on already, because it's do you want the presence of minors in what might be considered a bar in another city? Do we want to be consistent with this definition because it makes a big difference in how we license these businesses. So the licenses come up July 1st. They run with our the fiscal year essentially. So we'll need to figure something out by then. The other option is the businesses can change their model. They can. A couple of them have already contacted us and said they're just going to become a bar. It's easier for them to follow the minor rule and not attempt to change their business model and just get a bar license instead. So that's the other option for businesses. So I hope that helps in determining.
Helps frame the conversation. But the request is that we bring this back to CEDC and have a conversation in more detail with the new council members and such, and then bring it back to council. So Mayor Pro Tem Lopez, can you put that on the?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Is there any other business before we do comments about each other or council members and such? Okay. Then I will open it up. I'm going to go last because I'm going to go down on the floor and give Councilmember Felker and Councilmember Edson something to take with them as a takeaway to commemorate their time on this dais. So who would like to start us off? Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mayor. I think it's only fitting. Every 2 years, I say this often, every 2 years the dynamics of the body that sits up here on this dais changes, and rightfully so. That's the public process that we follow with our charter, city charter, and I want to publicly state that when those of us that decide to run for elected roles, like all of us up here, it's such a very difficult commitment to do what we do. Many times, I know people use the phrase thankless job. It truly is on a local level. We don't get the press and notoriety that, regional or national politics gets. Our work here really is because all of us up here care about this community. And the two outgoing council people, to be direct, starting with Councilmember Felker, just thank you. Thank you for your commitment to this community, to this city. You and I went through Leadership Lee Summit class together over 10 years ago. And I think that's about the time that you and I began to become more engaged in our community. And it clearly shows you're still engaged. And I know you're stepping away from the council role, but I'm sure we'll see you around the community. I just know we will. And you're a huge asset for the city, a big talent. You've challenged us up here as colleagues, but your wisdom and your expertise has been, just amazing and has been super positive for our community. So I just want to thank you publicly for that. And well done. Councilmember Edson, I hope I don't cry. No, I won't cry. So Councilmember Edson is my in-district council colleague, and you're finishing 8 years. And again, like I said a few minutes ago, the commitment that people make to be up here week after week, not just for these council meetings, but all the committee work, all the different neighborhood association meetings. I appreciate you helping me with that process. And you've been super, super supportive since day one for me. And as the in-district colleague, you sure made my life easier. So I appreciate that a whole lot. You're not going away either. We're going to find something else for you to do as well. Maybe another appointment to another committee or something. But I just want to publicly state, Councilmember Edson has been also very amazing for our community here in Lee Summit. What she's done for the entire 3rd District, but her work up in the Lakewood area, in the north side of town, is just, I don't think I'll ever be as good as you were. So thank you for all your support and your help. And I wish you the best. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's an excellent start. Councilmember DeMoro.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, Andrew, thank you very much for your dedication. You have brought great insights to this dais, and comments and analysis were always appreciated. A little long-winded at times, but always appreciated. But, you served well, and 4 years is a short period of time to get a lot done. But I can say from sitting up here, you actually accomplished a lot, and you should be proud. And thank you very much for your service. Phyllis, and for those that you don't know, Phyllis, I get to blame Phyllis for me being in this spot, actually. In 2017, she nominated me. There was an appointment made from a council member leaving, so somebody had to fill that seat. Phyllis nominated me, and I don't know whether my path would have taken this route otherwise, but and in all fairness and all kidding, I'm not blaming her. I really appreciate it because with her leadership, I was able to get a lot done, and her 8 years of advocating for the residents of Lee Summit will never be unseen. She was always steadfast, or has been always steadfast in everything she did. She shared her passion with many, and her passion was citywide, I can tell you, because even though a new chapter is beginning tonight, and as a council, you always have challenges to deal with. But there is not one area in Lee Summit, Missouri that Councilmember Edson or Phyllis has touched and helped. She's helped countless people all across the city, dedicated to her district, of course. But as we know, council members on this dais, you actually represent the city. You get involved with a lot of stuff. And Phyllis was always steadfast, always taught me a lot, and I will miss Phyllis.
You told me you're taking me out to lunch next week, so.
I didn't cry, Fred.
Seven of my 8 years has been serving with Phyllis Edson, and I thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Can I go?
Yes, you may.
I would just, when Fred says I was steadfast, he means I was a pain. So let's just be honest about that. I would just like to say that it's been an honor and a privilege to serve with all of you, as well as the staff. I've learned so much from the staff, and have enjoyed getting to know all of you. And it's also been an honor and a privilege to serve with the other councils I've served with, as well as former Mayor Randy Rhodes. So and it's been an honor and a privilege to serve the city and the people of District 3. So I wish you all the best, and the new council members all the best. And that's all I've got. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, Councilmember Lovell.
I'll start with you, Councilmember Edson. I've certainly spent a lot of time prior to being on the dais out there watching you lead and do things for the city. Public service is such a, I don't know, I think it's almost a duty as citizens of a community to throw your hand up at times when no one else wants to, and then to get leadership like yours that is steady, fair, balanced, tough when it needs to be tough, and then I think you embody all of that, and that's what it means to be a good public servant. And your responsiveness to your neighborhood, and shoot, I could use more of that, but I really admire that and what you've done for the city in your 8 years here, and before that too. I know you were involved quite a bit, and thank you also for just boy, I had to ask you a lot of questions, so I would just be whispering over here. It's because I probably didn't understand something, but that knowledge and expertise, I'm very thankful for that, and thank you for your time here. And then Councilmember Felker, 2 years. Maybe I ran you out. You didn't want to run again, but it's been fun, serving with you for those 2 years. I just really appreciate your counsel and guidance through this process. As I think of this body, I think of the different personalities, I think of the different skills and things that we all bring to the table. Your thoroughness, your attention to details, your follow through for someone that's not a details guy. As my staff tells me that all the time. I really appreciate that. And that is something that there were times where we'd be like, good Lord, he's going through this again. But that's what we need. And we all need someone like that. And you really brought that. And then, the other thing, and I think it's just a great sign of your leadership, is the ability to take polarizing, contentious topics, disarm it, and bring people together for a better good. And I've seen that in the 2 years I've been here, and I admire that, and I thank you for that. And the city should be very thankful for having you serve as a city councilman. I will miss you. I will call you. I will talk to you. I will bug you. But thank you again for your time on this dais and serving your community.
Yes, thank you. Councilmember Pryor.
Thank you, Mayor. So I really don't know how to follow up everyone that's already said something because everyone did a good job. But Phyllis is, well, I call her my council mom because she's just taking on that role. She's just a leader, and she's been there, and I've asked her so many questions, and I really truly appreciate it. And Andrew Felker, Councilmember Felker, gave a talk one time at church about, and several of us attended, about being a peacemaker. And you definitely are a peacemaker, and it's very appreciated, and I'm very happy that I've gotten to serve with you for 2 years. So just thank you to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, yes, Councilmember Hodges.
Okay, I'll just keep it short and sweet. Andrew, thank you for showing us what it looks like to lead and to lead by example. And it's just been so encouraging to watch you, kind of what Councilmember Lovell has said, you know, what you've done with contentious situations. You didn't just sit back and say, man, I really wish it would work out. You took the leap forward, say, I'm going to lead this and I'm going to do this. And you showed us all like, wow, look what can happen when you're a man of your word and you're a man of action. Like, so, and that was really telling to who you are and your character, and it speaks volumes. And so thank you for being a great example up here of what that looks like, to back up what you believe in everything that you do. So thank you for showing us that and leading by example. Phyllis, I don't know what we would do without your wittiness up here. You make it fun. You have made this whole process so much more fun, teaching us how things go from the very get-go, joking around with us and making light of us not knowing what we're doing at times, but making us feel like it's okay. Thank you for everything. I mean, you've just been amazing, and I can't imagine this life without you up here, but I wish you all the best, and I hope you fill your time with a lot of fun things. So thank you.
Very good, thank you. Councilmember Shields.
Thank you, Mayor. I also just want to thank my outgoing colleagues. Councilmember Felker, I always tell people that I think you and Mayor Pro Tem Lopez are fighting to see who can be the nicest person up on the dais, but that it's very, very genuine. Not everybody knows, but you used to be my boss back when I worked at the Chinnery at the law firm, and you were just as nice to everyone there when I was working for you as staff as you are when I'm working with you as a colleague, and I think that says a lot about somebody's character, how they treat folks who are reporting to them, not just working with them. And Councilmember Edson, I think your dedication to your constituents has really impressed me. When we had redistricting, and I actually picked up a little bit of your old district, you kind of pointed me to ongoing projects like the Olive and Orchard project that you still wanted to make sure was followed up on, and that you kept following with a close eye even after it wasn't in your district anymore, and that really impressed me about your character as well. So I was really glad to serve with both of you, and thank you so much for being a part of our council.
Thank you. Councilmember.
Wow, thank you all for your comments and your thoughts and friendship. Believe it or not, you might be surprised, I wrote down a whole bunch of things, and I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to say now. I reflected a little bit on when I stood at the microphone, and my kids and my wife were with me, and I didn't know that day that you had to say something before you got up there. No one told me. And so I was like, I didn't know what to say, but the two words that came to me then were honored and humbled. And I've kind of reflected on that again today, and I was leading up to today thinking about how humbled I've been by the process of serving together, serving the people of Lee Summit, serving with a tremendous staff. It's humbling and honorable experience for me. And I think in the time, I wanted to, when I was first elected, I simply wanted to respect and honor what trust the voters and the citizens of Lee Summit had given me the opportunity to do, and to kind of return that honor in a sense by the work I did. And so probably like some have said today, when you start on council, you really don't know a lot. You really don't. You think you know a few things, but perhaps it's the length and number of emails that staff fielded from me and that other council members received at the beginning was a reflection of me trying to learn and try to do right by, again, the honor that I felt had been entrusted to me as a representative of the district. And so I'm grateful for that experience. It was a learning experience. There's been so many things that I've come to appreciate. Some things that I didn't anticipate then was how much respect and admiration I would have for city staff. You all are just awesome. And you're awesome at keeping us on task, which I think is a great benefit to us. And we often will hear from, not from staff, but from those who come to petition us or apply for something, whether it be an incentive or to have a plan approved, just how phenomenal you all are. And so, and that's coming from them when they spend time in other municipalities. And so, well, I know there's always work cut out for an organization to grow and improve. I can say from this vantage point how much respect and admiration I have for each one of you and the work you've done. I did not anticipate the friendship and camaraderie that I would feel with members of council. And yes, several months ago, I gave a talk at church, a sermon, however you want to characterize it, and I just thought, I'll invite some people to come. And I honestly did not believe that you all would come. And Hillary was out of town. Actually, you were with your mom, I think. You were with her, and you said, I'd love to be there, but you had some family obligations. And so, boy, that was something. And that was a reflection of, I think, what I hope those who watch council and those who are here today, and as a council member comes back to the dais and as a new council member takes her seat up here, you will have that great blessing of being able to be a part of a group that doesn't always agree all the time. We have our times where we cross swords and we disagree, but I think we have respect for one another and try to encourage one another by trying to do right by the people of Lee Summit. So I think that's been a great thing. The end of a term, for me, people have asked me, what are you going to do, or how does it feel? And it's really bittersweet. And I've thought today, as I was thinking about it, I thought it's going to leave a lot of holes of time and effort. I've got a Tuesday night to myself now, but not really. The reality is there's a lot of things that will fill those holes. I'm grateful to work in a law firm that's been a blessing to me, with great clients to serve, a church and faith community that helps me in my efforts to pursue a love of God and my community, my fellow man. I do hope I have opportunities to continue to serve in our community. And yes, I don't think I'll go away. I'll see you around at some events here and there. And I'm the luckiest guy because I get to spend more time with my wife and children. Yes, Audrey goes. Grateful for them, and certainly look forward to filling my time with more time with them. So I guess I also thought, as I thought of this idea of filling holes, I have some hopes in my mind. I hope that we continue to be the kind of community and a council that pursues these kind of robust growth opportunities, that are thoughtful, forward-thinking. Again, as I said earlier, and again, I look at all of you all on staff, just how much effort you all put in to really making the product that we see here in council so good. Sure, there's times where we may push back on some things, and I think that's great. That's part of the process, but I think, have such a great effort to bring good things to our community. I hope our community continues to magnify itself to be like, if you will, the gem that the Metro looks to for the kind of community you want to live in, you want to grow up in, you want to start your career in. I hope that we see continued growth. We just talked about parks a lot last week. I want to see that the park system continue to grow with the many opportunities for development that are ahead of us. And I know we've had conversations about the direction of our city as we think about our city. I think about our service, or excuse me, our goals, our mission, our values, service, excellence, and integrity. And I think how we ought to continue that kind of focus as a city. And as we have different things come in front of us, I know we talked about pursuing diversity and inclusion. I'm perhaps a little concerned about that, or I think while a well-intended effort, I'm certainly think as a city we should remember a few things. The thought that I had the other day, or wasn't my thought, this idea that you can have proportional diversity or you can have a meritocracy, but you can't have both. And I just think that that's something that should be considered as we continue to move forward in our city. I hope we as a city and a council continue to push forward for the type of incentives that make sense for our community, and continue to just focus on, again, as I said, that robust development that's been a blessing to our community. We had a number of conversations recently, and I hope that this body continues to be the kind where we do work, like Councilmember Shields made, and I didn't say much, I don't think, last week or the week before, your comment about working together on an issue where we were at odds at one point, but I sincerely hope that that's how we can continue to work together, not just on this body, but demonstrating it for the broader community as well. So, Mayor, thank you for working with me throughout this time. We've had lots of conversations. Certainly appreciate every member of council here and the times we've been able to work through issues and really develop a friendship that I hope continues. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, like I said, I'm going to make some comments too, but I'd like to do it right as I'm handing them their plaques. But before I go down on the floor, staff roundtable? Okay. Then I'm going to go down the floor. We'll bring Judge Tobin forward, and then we'll do the council members, and then we'll do Sine Die with the bringing in the swearing in the new council members. So we'll adjourn yes, we'll adjourn as we're on the floor right after the Sine Die. So Judge Tobin, would you meet me down here, please? All right. Where would you like us to stand? Cheryl, where would you like us to stand? I think Mark was telling me we need to stand in a certain spot. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for inviting me.
Wow, look at this. Would you mind holding that, sir? Thank you, yes. Yeah. I'm going to have to read it because you've done too many things that I could ever remember that I want to commemorate. So, the Honorable Judge James M. Tobin has served as municipal judge in Lee Summit since October 1989. He is a member of the Missouri Bar, Missouri Municipal and Associate Circuit Judges Association, Kansas City Metropolitan Bar Association, Eastern Jackson County Bar Association, American Judges Association, and is a lifetime member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. He served as president of the Missouri Municipal and Associate Circuit Judges Association in 1995 through 1996, and he has also served as a part-time instructor at the Kansas City Metropolitan Community Colleges. At the age of 60 years, Judge Tobin retired from the Army Reserve in 2009 with the rank of colonel after his last assignment as Reserve Judge Advocate for U.S. Army Japan. Judge Tobin graduated from Rockhurst University with a Bachelor of Arts in 1971 and received a Juris Doctorate from the University of Missouri, Kansas City in 1976. After an illustrious career and an impressive record of public service, Judge Tobin has been an exemplary leader in our community. On behalf of the City of Lee Summit, I thank you for your service and commitment to our community. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
few words?
I just want to make one cautionary note to Judge Lopez that this job can cause premature aging. My hair was as black as yours when I started.
Fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Could I get the council members Felker and Edson to come down? I don't usually get nervous, but like my mouth's dry. I don't know what's going on here. It's like a big deal here. I've got one, but I'm like, wow, why am I so nervous? All right. Oh, looky here. Who wants to go first? I'll go with Councilmember Edson first. Hold that up there. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. I just want to say, I wish I could just wing it, but I'm going to read it. But I will say, the part I will wing is, the reason that we all showed up is, yes, they're wonderful people, and they're a wonderful council with great camaraderie, and we're very blessed that way. But it's a tribute to Andrew. I mean, who can bring every single council member meeting to a church, you know, for a speech, and you did a wonderful job, and you've done a wonderful job up here. So you are truly always professional and respectful. You have served honorably as a role model for the city council and elevated the civil decorum to an entirely new level. Your desire to thoroughly vet all issues provided great transparency to the public and citizens. You've been a tremendous advocate for maintaining and strengthening our connections at the state and the federal level, and we're going to keep that up for you. And you have just been a gem as far as, like everyone said, because you've given so much of your time. Thank you to your family for the time, your passion, and your expertise. So thank you from the city of Lee Summit and the community. So easy. I could go. You can go with the tears with Phyllis, or you can go with the laughter, because she's always making us laugh. I'm not doing the tears thing. I can't. I've prepared for this. So she does have a knack for making sure all sides of an issue are covered. I mean, I'll be in the middle of trying to channel the discussion, and she will chime in and say, "Hey, let's get point of order here. Let's get back on track." When I was elected 6 years ago, she made me tour fire stations 3, 4, and 5 to make sure I knew just how dilapidated those stations were. I mean, you literally dragged me there. It was the next day after I got elected. She's like, I need to meet you somewhere. She never hesitated to, again, jump in and get me back on course when I was on the dais. I greatly admire that she was on the council during some rough times, but also some really great times as far as the money and the flow and getting things done. And you've just always been a stabilizing force, like others have said tonight. I'm thankful that while the Mayor Pro Tem and I were out of town on numerous occasions, you served as acting mayor, and you did not do anything that we wouldn't have done, even though you told us how bad you wanted to shake things up. So thank you for your service and always fighting for what's best for District 3. And on behalf of the City Council and the City of Lee Summit, thank you. Okay, with that, thank you all. Councilmember Shields and DeMoro, you've got 4 more years. And I want to introduce you to your new elected officials. Actually, one is kind of an incumbent. So could I have new council members that are about to be council members, Ms. Rader and Ms. Carlisle. Trish Carlisle was on council with many of us for a few years. Super analytical. She's coming down these stairs. She actually kept me in order more than Phyllis probably, because I was new, and she was always making sure that I didn't skip over agenda items, so thank you for that. And Cinda couldn't be a more proactive person in our community. Face this way. Cinda couldn't be more proactive. I have to replace you on 3 different boards: Planning Commission, Water Board, Water Advisory Board, and Boards of Appeals. License tax, okay. So she's super involved that way. You're all over the community. Councilmember Carlisle is also ever present in the community and a great contributor, so we're really looking forward to working with both of you. It's going to be, how many, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, yeah, it's going to really, yes, it's going to be more women than men. So we're going to be in good shape because of that. So I will let Ms. Fowler Curry take over, and welcome. And we're excited. Thank you.
You guys want to sit down so you don't have to?
Oh, yeah, please. So who's going first?
Yep.
District
Yep.
order?
Oh.
So that would be 1.
Councilmember Shields.
Yes, so if you have family members, council members, or incoming council members, please come on down and be a part of the ceremony. So I know you have, yeah. So we're going in council order, so District 1 is Councilmember Shields. District 1, for some of you that don't know, is for the most part the southern part of our community. It goes all the way down to Raintree, but also comes all the way to downtown Lee Summit, so it's pretty interesting. What? Yeah, it's in Cass County too. That's right.
Hi. This is Felix. He's our council baby. This is not his first meeting. He came to 9 months of them while I was pregnant. Hi, baby. Mom, can you
Okay, if you'll raise your hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Hillary Shields,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications required by law
that I possess the qualifications required by law
for the position of council member for District 1,
for the position of council member for District 1,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws of the state
the provisions of all laws of the state,
affecting constitutional charter cities,
affecting constitutional charter cities,
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and that I will faithfully demean myself
and that I will faithfully demean myself
in the position of council member
in the position of council member
for which I was sworn
for which I was sworn
on the 16th day of April, 2024.
on the 16th day of April, 2024.
Would you like to make any comments?
Have you signed both of those?
Oh, she's got a sign.
I just want to thank the people of District 1 for putting their faith in me and my family for all their support. As I said, I've got Felix here, my husband Mitch, my mom Chris, and I really couldn't do this without them, so I'm so glad that they're here. And good job staying up past bedtime. Very proud of you. So thank you all so much.
Okay, District 2 would be Councilmember Tricia Carlisle. Trish, you want to come forward? District 2 would be the west side of the community, so all the way out to View High. It's a very, goes all the way down. Well, how far south are you?
We go down to County Line Road.
County Line Road too,
Yep.
so the south.
Well, we don't go into the Cass County anymore, just north of County Line Road, south of Chipman,
Right,
west of Ward.
awesome. So Councilmember Carlisle knows you obviously know the west side of town. You've represented this district before, so thank you for loving our community enough to come back. So,
Thank you.
After me, I state your name.
I, Trish Carlisle,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications required by law
that I possess the qualifications required by law
for the position of council member District 2,
for the position of Council Member District 2,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
and the provisions of all laws of the state
and the provisions of all laws of the state
affecting constitutional charter cities
affecting constitutional charter cities
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and that I will faithfully demean myself
that I will faithfully demean myself
in the position of council member
in the position of council member
for which I was sworn
on the
16th day of April 2024.
on this 16th day of April 2024. Just sign?
Yep, just sign that one.
This one?
Yep. And then that one you get to keep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You want to say anything before you go? Okay, good. We're good. I keep giving everybody the microphone. I'm like, well, it's kind of tough. You already spoke a couple times, so a couple people did. So let's go with District 3. This would be Cinda Rader for District 3. District 3 would be the north side of our community, all the way up to, can you believe, 40 Highway? Actually, parts of 40 Highway. Also, that encompasses, goes to the west, all along 470. I think Chipman is your southern border. So it's like an L shape on the north side of our community.
I state your name.
I, Cinda Rader,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications required by law
that I possess the qualifications required by law
for the position of council member for District 3,
for the position of council member of District 3,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws of the state
provision of all laws of the state
affecting constitutional charter cities,
affecting constitutional charter cities,
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and that I will faithfully demean myself
and I will faithfully demean myself
in the position of council member
position of council member
for which I was sworn
for which I was sworn
on the 16th day of April 2024.
on the 16th day of April 2024. So I said I wasn't going to cry, but it's emotional. But I just wanted to say, well, this is my daughter-in-law. This is Remy, my son, and my little granddaughter, Elsie. And I just am very excited and honored to be here. I can't wait to get busy. I'm excited to work with this team of people. They're amazing, and the city staff. And so thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, so lastly, we have District 4. This would be the east side of the community, from 291 all the way just past Blackwell, south to 50 Highway, north to Colburn. So it's a perfect square. It's one of our most, yes, it is one of our most dense areas in our community with all the houses. Councilmember DeMoro.
I state your name.
I, Fred DeMoro,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications required by law
that I possess the qualifications required by law
for the position of council member for District 4,
for the position of council member of District 4,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws of the state
the provisions of all laws of the state
affecting constitutional charter cities,
affecting constitutional charter cities,
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and that I will faithfully demean myself
and I will faithfully demean myself
in the position of council member
in the position of council member
for which I was sworn
for which I was sworn
on the 16th day of April 2024.
on the 16th day of April, 2024. I have my oldest son, Freddie, my wife, Linda, my youngest son, Dominic, and his son, my grandson, Bo. And I would like to thank the voters, the citizens of District 4 for putting their faith in me once again, and I am proud to serve the city of Lee Summit, Missouri. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our, no? Oh. I am so sorry. Please come forward, Vanessa Lopez. Thank you. Let's face the front there, yep. Could you all back up just a little bit so we can get, yeah, on camera? We'll get you on camera. There we go. Yeah.
Whenever there's a new judge, it's customary that there be at the investiture robing ceremony. And so this is mine, so I want it back. And I already told her she needs to get her own, but I'm proud and excited to be able to do this evening. So it looks kind of cool in the pictures, and so we're gonna put this on soon to be Judge Lopez. And so all of you sitting here and all of you watching will get to see her wear the robe for the first time, and then she's gonna get used to it, and off she goes.
Too long.
I state your name.
I, Vanessa Maxwell Lopez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications required by law
that I possess the qualifications required by law
for the position of Judge, Division 263,
for the position of Judge, Division 263,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
okay, sorry, that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws of the state,
the provisions and all laws of the state,
affecting constitutional charter cities,
affecting constitutional charter cities,
and the ordinances of the city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and that I will faithfully demean myself
and I will faithfully demean myself
in the position of judge
in the position of judge
for which I was sworn
for which I was sworn
on the 16th day of April 2024.
on the 16th day of April 2024. This is my family. My one of my daughters, my other two are away at school right now. One of them's playing softball and couldn't make it. My mother, Barbara Maxwell, and my husband, Bethel Lopez. I'd like to thank the citizens of Lee Summit for their faith in me. I, like Councilmember Felker said, I'm very humbled and honored to be elected for this position, and I really appreciate your trust in me. I'd like to thank all of my friends that came out today and that helped to support me on my campaign. And I'm going to do my best to do what's right and follow in Judge Tobin's footsteps. Thank you so much. And my sister's back there too, Nikki.
Okay, thank you so much. Congratulations, Judge. Okay, so again, we're going to adjourn at this time, and outside we have some refreshments, and we'd love for you to hang out and celebrate with us. So thank you all.